repeals the Uttarakhand's Uniform Civil Code template for marriage. Not just marriage, in fact, marriage, divorce and inheritance. What does it mean for Hindus, Muslims, Christians and other religious minorities or religious stakeholders in India? What will change for you and me? We look at this from the prism of feminism and religious minority. It is complex because it isn't as black and white as I may describe it as of now. But I am being joined by a panel of experts to help us see through what may be the black spots for many. But for the next minute and a half, let me give you an overview. Let's look at inheritance law. And bear with me, it seems the longest. There are largely three succession laws currently: the Indian Succession Act 1925, the Hindu Succession Act 1956, and the uncodified Muslim Personal Law. The scheme of succession in the Uniform Civil Code Bill resembles the same as mostly under the Indian Succession Act. For people who die without leaving a will, the Class 1 heirs under the UCC bill are the spouse, the children, and both the parents, father and the mother of the deceased. All of them will get an equal share in the property of the deceased person. This has not been something that has been otherwise the norm, particularly when it comes to the father and mother both being involved. When it comes to Muslims, it won't be only bequeathing up to, say, 1/3 of their property to anyone of their choice through a will. In case of a will now, there doesn't need to be any restriction on the limit. Earlier, 2/3 of succession was decided by the Quran and Hadith. And frankly, there are two sides to this. We'll get to that during the discussion. For Hindus, the Uttarakhand UCC bill repeals all existing laws that are inconsistent with the 2005 amendment, which allowed daughters as equal shareholders and applies the same scheme of succession to all persons irrespective of religion. For Christians, there are some key changes as well. Parents of deceased as well as children and grandchildren all will be entitled. The disparity between fathers and mothers' right of inheritance seems to change drastically as well. When it comes to marriage, the Uniform Civil Code brings the minimum age of marriage to 18 and 21 for men and women, and this will have considerable impact with respect to the Muslim personal laws on marriage that allows, say, puberty as the age of marriage. Polygamy has been banned. When it comes to divorce, both men and women can approach a court to file for divorce on grounds of adultery, mental or physical cruelty, spouse desertion, without any reasonable cause, religious conversion by the spouse, and soundness of mind, and several other aspects as well. Women have special rights to seek divorce if the husband has been found guilty of rape or any other offense related to unnatural sex, and if the husband has more than one wife. Well, let me just also say this right at the beginning. We won't be diving deep into the very controversial aspect of the Uniform Civil Code with respect to live-in partners. And that's because Mirror Now has focused on it amply, including the laws of parental consent that would be required if you're below the age of 21 years of age, the registrations that the live-in couples need to do. But we would look into what is the right to inheritance for also children born out of the wedlock, and whether there is any change to this, what is the status currently and what is changing.